In the broadcasting room, one of the boys was making an announcement. Please ensure that. But his words were cut off. Another person in the room told him. You gave out all the necessary information, more or less. When they were on their way to the broadcasting room, they saw a zombie wandering in the hallway. They were safe because of Minwoo. Minwoo thought of tying up someone who had been bitten to observe how they change. No one else had thought of this plan, showing Minwoo's good judgment of the situation. The broadcaster then said to his companions, so now that the broadcast is done, we can just stay here, right? One of them replied, nope. We have to move elsewhere. There's no food or water here. We should set up a base in the shop. Another person complained, oh, but my legs hurt. The reply came, fine, then stay here and starve. But before that, there's somewhere we need to stop by. Meanwhile, in Karen's classroom, she was expecting to see Cherim Han because Cherim's figure appeared, glitching like a broken screen. The sound of static filled the air, and her form flickered, but it stayed as a shadow. This made Karen disappointed since Cherim still being a shadow meant she wasn't fully open to Karen. Hannah-do then asked how they could get to the principal's office, which was on the 6th floor, while they were on the 4th floor. They couldn't use the stairs because of the zombies there, they might not survive. Karen said she had an idea. When she explained her plan, Cherim Han couldn't believe it and said, you can't be serious. Karen replied, then open the door like what Rina Song did. Be a hero like her. Cherim argued, but we're not like her. We can't do that. Finally, Cherim said, okay, fine. It does seem like the safest option, and I guess I'm the only one who can do it. Anyway, it's do or die, so let's give it a shot. Karen's plan was to tie a rope to Cherim Han, who was a gymnast. Cherim would climb through the window and go up to the principal's office. Once she got there, she would drop the rope down so Karen and the others could climb up. Luckily, the principal's office was near their classroom, so if the plan worked, they wouldn't encounter zombies on the way. Hannah-do asked, what if there are zombies in the principal's office? Should we make weapons to take with us? Jin Wei, feeling nervous, said, this is too much pressure. I won't drag this out anymore. I'll be the first to die. Hannah-do got angry, grabbed Jin Wei, and shouted, stop talking crap, Jin Wei. Shinbi Yun approached Karen and said that she and Jinxian had made something. It was a broom attached to a Bluetooth selfie stick. Some classmates made fun of it, asking, what are you going to do with that thing? Ha ha ha. But Karen saw it and said, this is perfect. We can use it to check the 5th floor classroom. Se-eun agreed, saying, that's true. Shinbi Yun, surprised it was useful, asked, is it really useful? Karen replied, absolutely. We'll be able to see into the classroom next to us, too. Shinbi Yun said nervously, well, in that case, when you're done with that, maybe Yuri. Karen asked, what? Shinbi Yun quickly said, and nothing. Cherim used the device to check the upper classroom, with Se-eun monitoring the camera. Se-eun said, hey, can you get a better angle? After checking, Se-eun said, I don't see anything. Thank God the phones are working in the school. We can use video calls to check things out. Since the upper classroom was clear, Cherim got ready to climb out the window. She said, I guess I'll get going then. She jumped to the classroom above and successfully got there. However, she was shocked to see a zombie. She dropped the rope down so Karen and the others could climb up. Here it is. I'm heading up. On the way, she passed a classroom on the 5th floor with a zombie inside. She told Mihui, don't look in that classroom. Just don't look. They safely reached the 6th floor, where Cherim was waiting. They saw her stabbing a zombie with a stick. Karen was startled and asked Cherim, weren't you scared? Cherim replied, meh. It just feels like a video game. I've played this sort of game a lot. Anyway, I know people are never one-dimensional, but you've really surprised me. I heard you cared about nothing but boys. This reminded Karen of the unknown extra who said something similar to her. Karen started wondering if Cherim could be the unknown extra but doubted it. The hallway appeared empty. The principal's office is on the 6th floor. Maybe it's because there are more labs and teachers' offices here, so there isn't as much foot traffic. But if this place is empty, what was that one zombie doing here? When they reached the office door, they found it locked. Cherim asked Mihui if she had a safety pin. Mihui did and gave it to Cherim, who used it to unlock the door. Karen suddenly realized why the hallway was empty, why the door was locked, and why there was only one zombie. She asked Cherim what the zombie was wearing, and Cherim replied, "Just plain clothes." It looked like a teacher. Karen realized that before turning into a zombie, the teacher locked the other zombies in there. Karen shouted, "No, don't open that lock." But it was too late. The door was opened, and zombies came pouring out. The group panicked. Karen thought about letting everyone die since she would return to the beginning. When a zombie is about to attack her, someone smashed the zombie's head with a bat. Karen was reminded of how unknown extra was killed. As the person who saved her is talking to her, Karen was shocked to see one of the person's companions. It's Minwoo Ha, the second male lead of the book. Meanwhile, in their classroom, Karen's classmates were talking. Did they really go there? One asked. Maybe, they must have a heart of steel, another said. Hey, you should go after them. Are you out of your mind? Why would I? Someone replied. Se-eun thought to herself that everyone was being too noisy. One of their classmates said, Karen is a little scary. Like Yuri said, how can we fully trust her? Se-eun tried to defend her. Hey, come on. Another added, she has a point. Karen acts like a dictator, as if we have to obey her. She's always ignored us. That's true. It's strange, someone agreed. Se-eun was about to defend Karen, but Jaehyun beat her to it. Don't stir the pot, Jaehyun said. Has she actually done anything to hurt us? She helped Mihui all by herself and was willing to get the sword. She's doing everything to save us. You all saw that. As for Rina and Yuri leaving, they did that on their own. And if you had something to say, you should have said it to her face, not behind her back. If you're so worried, why don't you go out there and actually do something about it? Because of what Jaehyun said, everyone fell silent. She continued, I'm sure that's what Cherim was thinking too, which is why she went with them. Se-eun thanked Jaehyun. Jaehyun replied, why are you thanking me? I'm saying this on everyone's behalf. Suddenly, a harsh knock can be heard outside their classroom. As the others are starting to panic, the one outside the door talk. Help me. Open the door. Meanwhile, on the 6th floor, Karen saw Minwoo. She started trembling because she remembered that Minwoo's group was responsible for the death of the unknown extra. Minwoo was the second male lead in the book I'll Love You Every Day. Unlike Jiha, who played the role of the tender longtime friend, Minwoo was snappy. His character fell for Karen even though she was dating Jiha. Karen had been searching for Minwoo before but had never succeeded. Karen thought, am I really seeing Minwoo? Is this because he's the second male lead? This isn't the moment I expected to meet him. But who cares about all that? They're all our enemies. Minwoo noticed her expression and said, what's with that look? It's crap. I saved you, didn't I? Karen replied, should I be thankful? I wouldn't have cared if I died here. Minwoo responded, what? Why are you being so melodramatic? Anyway, take care. We came up here to check something else out. Karen thought, check something? No way. She suddenly yelled, Mihui, the sword. When Mihui heard her, she quickly ran to where the sword was and grabbed it. Minwoo's companions are shocked as Karen and her classmates runs away from them after getting the sword. As they run, one of Minwoo's companions shouted at them. Mihui shouted back, whatever. We're not listening to you. Those jerks. I'm gonna, one of them said. Minwoo cut him off, just leave them. Those 3 girls won't survive long. We can collect their bodies when we're out on patrol later. Minwoo then thought to himself, how does she know my name? How does she know me? As Karen's group ran, Karen shouted, just don't get bitten. Run like hell, Mihui complained, the sword is too heavy. So Karen took it from her. When they reached the 4th floor, where their classroom was, they were shocked to see their classmates outside fighting zombies. Se-eun saw them and called out, did you get the sword? Karen replied, yes, we did. Se-eun said, quick, toss it to Jinwei. Karen thought, which one is Jinwei? With no time to think, she just threw the sword, shouting, hey. Here's the sword. Jinwei successfully caught the sword, and for the first time, she wasn't a shadow to Karen anymore. As Jinwei caught the sword, she exclaimed, yes. This fits like a glove, while smiling. Feeling a surge of confidence, she charged toward the zombies, ready to attack. Jinwei killed the zombies with just one slice. When all zombies are defeated, Karen asked everyone if no one was bitten. They confirmed that there's no one as they returned on time. Others praised Jinwei for her perfect timing in slicing the zombies earlier. Karen looked at Jinwei and thought, I didn't know she was this strong. She could even rival Rina Song. Jinwei Choi, despite being typically down and depressed, becomes full of energy when given a sword. This trait wasn't written in the book. While Karen had only gone out to get the sword to gain recognition from others, things had turned out much better than she had imagined. However, a bigger problem now needed to be addressed. Karen asked the remaining classmates outside, why are you out here? Did something happen inside? Shinbi replied, it's not like that. You see, the others said we should go save her. Karen was annoyed. Her eyes blazed with anger as she glared at them and said, are you kidding me? I risked my life to get that sword, and you were trying to save someone? Who? Have you all forgotten our plan? We already agreed that we wouldn't save anyone who isn't our classmate. You've seen it in the movies, haven't you? Every time they try to save others, they all end up dying. Shinbi tried to explain, Karen, hold on. But Karen cut her off, saying, whatever. Get lost. No excuses. They should be thankful they were saved this time. Mihui said, Ms. Lee. Karen froze when she heard Mihui mention the name. Ms. Solam Lee was their homeroom teacher. Some of the classmates told Karen, how can you talk like that to our homeroom teacher? Isn't she part of our class? Ms. Lee replied, it's okay. I'm sorry for coming here like this. I was just so worried about all of you. Ms. Lee was kind to everyone and acted youthful. She was also popular in class. However, she was one of the reasons why people bullied Karen without feeling guilty, as she pretended not to notice what her students were doing to her. Ms. Lee was Karen's least favorite character in the book. But putting aside her personal feelings, Karen knew that Ms. Lee was lying. It had been 90 minutes since the incident started. If Ms. Lee had truly been worried about them, she would have come earlier. Ms. Lee said, I'm so happy you're all safe. I was in the middle of teaching the second-year students, but now, they're all dead. She started crying. You must have been scared. Don't worry, from now on, I'll take care of you. But everything she said was a lie. She was just scared and trying to escape. When she discovered their class, she thought she might be able to survive with them. Karen thought, I don't believe this just because of my grudge. Nor am I concerned she might take the leader's position from me. It's simply the truth. Karen noticed Ms. Lee's arm was infected. Karen thought, what should I do? Should I take care of her right now? She suddenly remembered what happened when she did that to Jiha's classmate and how Jiha treated her afterward. No, let's try to come up with a smarter solution. How do I tell everyone? As she tries to come up on how to bring up Miss Lee's injury, someone called out to Karen. Karen, I need to talk to you. Can you step inside the classroom for a second? Karen looked guarded, and Sharon noticed. She said, "Hey, we just went to hell and back on the 6th floor. Trust me." Realizing it was just Sharon, she calmed down and followed her into the classroom. Sharon started, "I wanted to talk, just the two of us." So this worked out well. Karen thought, worked out well? Nothing has been resolved, don't you see? Everyone's too relaxed now. Even though she's an adult, she's probably around my age. She might seem mature to them, but inside, she's just like all of us. Karen touched her head and thought, what's worse is that she's infected. What can I do about it? Sharon then spoke, Karen, all that talk about you being from the future. It's a lie, isn't it? You can't actually see us, can you?